Tonight on PM Express, a conversation about the tough measures taken by government to rake in revenue for government business. Last Friday, if you monitored events in Parliament, you realized that 3 critical bills were passed into law amidst the controversy. But government says it will rake in some 4 billion cedis to help reduce our deficit. Now, this comes at a time when businesses are complaining. Employers are complaining, manufacturers are complaining, industries are complaining, and even individuals, you and I, are complaining about the hardship that we face with this economy. And government explains that this will help us achieve the conditionalities that we need for the IMF. Already we've missed 3 deadlines. In December, in February, and in March, we've missed all those deadlines. So these 3 measures, will it actually bridge the gap? I'm talking about our deficit. Will it deal with the deficit? What impact does it have on businesses? They say it will further cripple their businesses. And for the employee, the obvious is that when the seat gets hotter, the employers will lay off workers and it becomes a cycle. And so this is the focus of our conversation tonight. But I first want to take you through where we've come from, where we are right now, and then you will understand what we're talking about. So if you followed our conversations in Parliament on Friday, you realize that they approved those 3 bills, and government says it's part of measures to revamp revenue mobilization, and it's critical toward an IMF board approval. Now, this is the breakdown. The income tax amendment bill, government says, is expected to rake in 1.2 billion. And let's see how it went on in Parliament. It was through a head count, 137 against 136. And so the majority had their way. Excise duty amendment bill, government says it's expected to bring in some 400 million Ghana cedis. And that was achieved through a vote count or a voice vote. Now, growth and sustainability amendment bill, which government says is expected to rake in 2.2 billion, was also achieved through a voice vote. Now, this is where we find ourselves. The requirement for the 3 billion IMF package, the requirements are that we need to restructure our debt. Now, that has been done. We've done with the domestic debt. We are now talking to our foreign partners who we are looking forward to. They're scrapping our debt for us. Now, we're supposed to increase our revenue mobilization and also ensure fiscal discipline. Have you achieved that? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Now, let's look at the total revenue. I mean, our target from the beginning of the year. For this year, our target is 147.9 billion cedis. That's our total revenue target. But look at expenditure. It far outweighs the revenue we are targeting. It's 205.5 billion. And so we still have a deficit of 61.5. And this is how it's going to look with the new bills that have been passed into law. So total revenue with the new bills now stands at 112.4 billion. Now, without the bill, this is where we were, 108.4. Let's look at the approval of the taxes and the minority's position. The minority says no government can tax its way out of the economic crisis. It says government must cut down its size and not burden taxpayers. Then it says taxes will compound hardship of Ghanaians. The IMF program is not about tax introduction. And of course, this is what the AGI has released this evening with regards to these tax measures. Because tonight we're looking at how businesses can survive Ghana's tax climate. So just some few minutes ago, AGI released this, and it expresses its disappointment over the passage of the new revenue bills. The association wishes to register its disappointment, and it says, we denounce the lack of stakeholder consultation on such fiscal policies which have negative impact on businesses. AGI took steps to make input to the bills, and it's obvious that our submissions did not receive the consideration we expected. And then it says industries are already under severe pressure from several headwinds, including inflation currently at 52%, VAT shot up 15%, resultant effect of 21.9%, water tariff increments 172%, electricity 29.9%, policy rate 29.5%, increase in residual fuel prices due to government subsidy withdrawal, an unstable foreign exchange regime, and levies and taxes on imported raw materials totaling about 50%. So AGI is actually unhappy about this, and it's registering its strong reservation about these bills that were passed. Now, it says it is in the mutual interest of industry and government to sustain agriculture and industrial sectors, which hold the key to job creation. We call on government to engage AGI on measures to incentivize our local industries to forestall the negative consequences of these policies. And it's signed by the Chief Executive Officer, Sechuma Kwabwa. This is the conversation we're going to be having. We're going to be talking to Guta Beverages Association. We're going to talk to a host of the industries and manufacturers who will feel the pinch of these taxes that have been introduced. But again, is government genuine in telling us exactly what's this? And the interesting thing about it is the fruit juices, the cooking oils that they have increased, which they say is for our own health benefit. We'll be looking into all of that. I'll introduce my guest to you after this break.